It was just a question of diversity in behaviours, diversity in education. Jose Mourinho has aimed a dig at Manchester City by saying the difference between his team and Pep Guardiola's is a question of behaviour and diversity. In a tense and terse press conference, Mourinho appeared to question City's standards in the wake of the trouble that erupted after their 2-1 win at Old Trafford. Manchester United's players have privately accused City of a lack of class in the days since their exuberant celebrations sparked a 30-man melee in the corridor outside both dressing rooms. The FA have both clubs for their observations as part of an investigation. Mourinho was reluctant to get embroiled in a war of words with Guardiola. When informed that the City boss had addressed the issue in his press conference, Mourinho replied, He says. I'm not here to comment on his words. The only thing I can say is that for me was just a question of diversity in behaviours, diversity in education, just that and nothing more than that. Moments earlier, Guardiola revealed he encourages City's stars to celebrate exuberantly, but maintains they did not overstep the mark at Old Trafford. When we lose, we have to accept the defeat, and when we win, then celebrate, Guardiola said. We celebrated in Napoli. You have to do that. I encouraged them, and it is what we did. What happened after hopefully won't happen again. The situation at Old Trafford. When you go to the home locker room, you have to pass the away one, but we were inside celebrating. It wasn't anything exceptional. It was what we did last season in the past and what we will do in the future. But always we respect our opponents because we go on the pitch. He added, it was a normal celebration, and after we did it, with more happiness in our locker room. We have huge respect for our opponents, not just for Manchester United. The opponents. Some joyous City players, including Kyle Walker and goalkeeper Ederson, were photographed making their way towards the away dressing room. Asked if the celebrations after that were too much, Guardiola replied, "No, definitely not. Believe me, definitely not. It was the same at the Southampton game. We won a derby against Manchester United. At the moment, the biggest rival, we have to win it. So people expect we are not going to celebrate? No. We celebrate. When United win a derby, they celebrate. When Arsenal wins against Utd, they celebrate. When United or Arsenal win their FA Cup last season, they celebrate. But where? Inside the locker room. That's what we do, and we did. Mourinho arrived more than quarter of an hour late for his own press conference, potentially giving him a chance to listen to his counterpart's comments. The United boss ducked most of the inevitable questions about the derby bust-up, preferring to focus on Wednesday's game against Bournemouth. He added, "This press conference is pre-Bournemouth. It's not post-Manchester City," said Mourinho. "That was already done, and this press conference is pre-Bournemouth. I know, but I keep saying this is pre-Bournemouth." Asked if the pain of losing to City and seeing them celebrate would give United an added incentive, he replied, "As always, when you lose probably you have a little bit more desire to win it." "Nobody likes to lose once or lose twice. It is something that belongs to every team in the world. When you lose the match, the next one you have extra to give." "The motivation is based on we want to try to win all the time, and, I repeat, when you have a bad result we don't want to have two bad results." "We lost against Chelsea and the next match we had a little bit extra to try to win." Chelsea lost this week, and for sure the next match they will have a little more to give. "I told you that, when it was 8 we go match by match, try to win the match, try to get the maximum, the number of points we have." "Last season we 7 or 8 less in this moment. We tried. Last season we drew at home against Bournemouth, let's try to do better." On Sunday, around 30 members of playing and background staff from the two teams were involved in a brawl that saw Jose Mourinho hit by a water bottle and left Mikel Arteta bleeding from the head. Ahead of his side's clash with Swansea on Wednesday, Guardiola refused to discuss the details of the fracas but insisted his side celebrated the win like any other. On whether their reaction was over the top, he said, "No, definitely not. It was the same after Southampton. We were happy. We won a derby, the best rival we have. I think when United win derbies they celebrated." Arsenal the same. Where? Inside the locker room. That is what we try to do, and that's what we did. It was correct, believe me. We were happy. The teams around the world, when they win derbies, are happy. At Old Trafford you have to pass the away locker room to get to the home. We were inside and didn't do anything exceptional. Victory at the home of their rivals took City 11 points clear of United at the top of the table and prompted wild celebrations among the visiting players on Sunday. After hearing music blaring from the away dressing room, Mourinho entered the visiting camp. He was confronted by Ederson and their heated altercation sparked the fracas. Following the victory at Old Trafford, City will look to extend their run of 14 straight wins at the Liberty Stadium on Wednesday. Ahead of the game, the Manchester City boss was still sporting a yellow ribbon in support of imprisoned Catalan politicians, despite Mourinho's claims that he would be punished for making such a political statement.